Hello, my name is Jiso and I'm reading Master Dōgen's Shōbōgenzō, and we are on Butsudo, the Buddhist Truth, chapter 49, paragraph 180. Great Master Isho, abandoning a sutra lecturing school, became a disciple of Obaku. He tasted Obaku's staff on 3 occasions, receiving 60 strokes altogether, and realized the state of realization while practicing in Daigu's order. There we are. While practicing in Daigu's order. In the story, he is in residence as the master of Rinzai-in Temple in Chinshu. Though not having perfectly realized Obaku's mind, he still never says one word or says half a word, to the effect that the Buddha Dharma he has received should be called the Rinzai sect. He does not say so by holding up a fist, and does not say so by picking up a whisk. Nevertheless, flotsam among the members of his order, failing to preserve the conduct of their father and failing to keep the Buddha Dharma, soon wrongly established the name Rinzai sect. If it had been contrived during the human life of Great Master Isho, there would have been discussion to prevent the establishment of that name, because it clearly goes against the teaching of the ancestral patriarch himself. Moreover, as Rinzai is about to die, he entrusts the Dharma to Zen Master Sansho Inen, saying, "After my death, do not destroy my right Dharma eye treasury." It must be Enen, actually, not Inen. Enen says, "How could I dare to destroy the Master's right Dharma eye treasury?" Rinzai says, "If someone suddenly questions you, how will you answer?" Enen at once lets out a yell. Rinzai says, "Who is there that knows that my right Dharma eye treasury, which is passing towards this blind donkey, will be destroyed?" What? The words spoken by master and disciple are like this. Rinzai never says, "Do not destroy my Zen sect," never says, "Do not destroy my Rinzai sect," and never says, "Do not destroy my sect." He only says, "Do not destroy my right Dharma eye treasury." We should clearly remember that the great truth authentically transmitted from Buddha to Buddha must not be called the Zen sect and must not be called the Rinzai sect. We must never even dream of calling it the Zen sect. Through cessation, Mekiyaku, footnote, translated in the story as destroy or arising and passing. Through cessation, though cessation is the essence and form of the right Dharma eye treasury, the transmission is passed on like this. Being destroyed as it passes towards a concrete blind donkey is truly the who knows state of the transmission. In Rinzai's lineage, Sansho is alone. We should neither associate him with nor align him with his elder and younger brothers in the Dharma. Truly his place is under a bright window. Footnote, under a bright window is a convenient location for reading sutras. These words might have been said to an attendant monk by a master who has recognized the potential of an excellent student. The source, however, has not been traced. The story of Rinzai and Sansho is a story of Buddhist patriarchs. The Rinzai transmission today is the Vulture Peak transmission of olden days. Thus, the principle that we should not use the name Rinzai sect is evident. Great Master Kaioshin of Unmonzan's mountain practiced in the past under the Venerable Patriarch Jin. Master Bokushu Domyo, dates unknown. Okay. And so he may have been a descendant of Obaku. Thereafter he succeeded Seppo. This Master Unmon also does not say that the right Dharma-eye treasury should be called the Unmon sect, but members of his lineage also, not knowing that the wrong names Igyo sect and Rinzai sect are wrong names, have established the new name Unmon sect. If the fundamental intent of Great Master Kaioshin aspired to a name that would establish a sect, then it would be difficult to affirm that he was the body-mind of the Buddha Dharma. When people now use the name of the sect, it is as if they are calling an emperor a peasant. Zen Master Dai Hogen of Seiryu in Temple, Seiryu, is the rightful successor of the Master of Jizo in Temple, and a Dharma grandchild of the Master of Gensa in Temple. He possesses the fundamental teaching and is without wrongness. Dai Hogen is the Master's title he uses when signing his name. There is not one word in 1,000 words and not one saying in 10,000 sayings in which he has advocated the establishment of the name Hogen sect, using his own title as a title for the right Dharma-eye treasury. However, members of this lineage also have established the name Hogen sect. If Hogen could influence the present, he would eradicate the speaking of the present wrong name Hogen sect. Since Zen Master Hogen has passed away already, there is no one to cure this disease. Even thousands or tens of thousands of years hereafter, people who wish to be loyal disciples of Zen Master Hogen must refuse to treat this name Hogen sect as a name. That is to remain fundamentally loyal to Zen Master Dai Hogen. Broadly, the likes of Unmon and Hogen are the distant descendants of the founding patriarch Saigen. The bones of the truth have been transmitted, and the marrow of the Dharma has been transmitted to them. The founding patriarch, Great Master Gohon, received the Dharma from Ungan. Ungan was the rightful successor of Great Master Yakusan. Yakusan was the rightful successor of Great Master Sekito. Great Master Sekito was the founding patriarch Saigen's only son. There was no second or third to equal him. There was no second or third to equal to him. The conduct of the truth was authentically transmitted to him alone. That the right life of the Buddhist truth has survived in the eastern lands is by virtue of Great Master Sekito having faultlessly received the authentic transmission. The founding patriarch Saigen, at the time of the eternal Buddha Sokai, taught on Saigen Mountain the teachings of Sokai. To be asked to manifest himself in the world while Sokai was in the world, and to experience manifestation in the world in that generation, he must have been a rightful successor above rightful successors and a founding patriarch among founding patriarchs. It is not true that the better course is learning under one's master and the inferior course is manifesting oneself in the world. But practitioners should take note that the average in those days would be outstanding today. That's nice. When the eternal Buddha Sokai was about to teach human beings and gods by manifesting the parinirvana, Sekito, the story goes, steps up from his seat at the back and asks whom he should rely upon as a teacher. The eternal Buddha then says, visit Gyoshi. He does not say, visit Ijo. This being so, the eternal Buddha's right Dharma-eye treasury is the authentic transmission of the founding patriarch Saigen alone. Although we acknowledge the excellent members of the order who attained the truth together with him, the founding patriarch walks alone as a truly excellent member. Footnote, he is a true mystical foot's solitary step. Mystical foot. Have I got mystical feet? The eternal Buddha Sokai has made his own child into Saigen's child, who, as the father of the father of the father of the child Tozan, evidently had attained the marrow and evidently was the rightful successor of the ancestral patriarchs. Great Master Tozan, as the legitimate fourth generation heir of Saigen, has received the authentic transmission of the right Dharma-eye treasury and has opened his eyes to the fine mind of nirvana. Besides this, there is no separate transmission and no separate sect. The great master has never shown to the assembly any fist or wink of an eye that advocated the use of the name Soto sect. Furthermore, there was no flotsam mixed in among his disciples, and so there was no disciple who used the name Tozan sect. How much less could they speak of a Soto sect? The name Soto sect may be the result of including the name Sozan. In such a case, Ungo, and Dōgen would have been included too. Ungo is a guiding master in the human world and in the heavens above, and he is more venerable than Sozan. We can conclude in regard to this name, Soto, that some stinking skin bag belonging to a side lineage, seeing himself as equal to Tozan, has devised the name Soto sect. Truly, though the white sun is bright, it is as if floating clouds are obscuring it from below. Beautiful. Yeah, we'll finish this now. My late master says, now there are many who ascend the lion's seats of many districts, and many who act as teachers of human beings and gods, but there is no one at all who knows the truths of the Buddha Dharma. Therefore, those who vie to uphold a sect among the 5 sects, and who remain wrongly stuck in words among sayings and words, are really the enemies of the Buddhist patriarchs. In another case, the school has been named after Zen Master Nan of Oryu, and has begun to be called the Oryu sect. But before long that school will know their wrongness. In general, while the world-honoured one was in the world, he never named a Buddha sect, nor named a Vulture Peak sect, nor spoke of a Jetavana Park sect, nor spoke of a My Mind sect, nor spoke of a Buddha's Mind sect. In which of the Buddha's words is a Buddhist sect named? For what reason do people today use the name Buddha's Mind sect? Why should the world-honoured one necessarily call the mind a sect? And why should a sect inevitably be related to the mind? If there is a Buddha's Mind sect, there should be a Buddha's Body sect. There should be a Buddha's Eye sect. There should be a Buddha's Ear sect. There should be sects for the Buddha's nose, tongue, and so on. There should be a Buddha's Marrow sect, a Buddha's Bones sect, and a Buddha's Legs sect, a Buddha's Realm sect, and so on. Now, there are no such things. Remember, the name Buddha's Mind sect is a false name. When Shakyamuni Buddha cites that all dharmas through the whole of the Buddha lands in 10 directions are real form, and when he preaches the whole of the Buddha lands in 10 directions, he does not preach that in the Buddha lands in 10 directions he has established some sect. If the naming of sects were the method of Buddhist patriarchs, it would have taken place in the Buddha's reign. If it had taken place in the Buddha's reign, the Buddha would have preached it. The Buddha did not preach it. Clearly, it was not a tool in the reign of the Buddha. The patriarchs do not speak of it. Clearly, it is not a utensil in the domain of the patriarchs. You might not only be laughed at by others, but also thwarted by the Buddhas, and even laughed at by yourselves. So please do not give names to sects, and do not say that there are 5 sects in the Buddha Dharma. Latterly, there has been an infantile man named Chiso. Infantile man, also named Zen Master Kaigen Chisho. Chisho. Oh, it's Chiso in the text and Chisho in the footnote. Anyway, an infantile man named Chiso who made a collection of 1 or 2 sayings of ancestral masters and described the 5 sects. He called this collection Eyes of Human Beings and Gods. People have not recognized it for what it is. Beginners and late learners have thought it to be true, and there are even some who carry it hidden in their clothes. It is not the eyes of human beings and gods. It darkens the eyes of human beings and gods. How could it have the virtue of blinding the right Dharma-eyed treasury? Virtue of blinding. The aforementioned Eyes of Human Beings and Gods was edited by veteran monk Chiso at Mannenji Temple on Tendaizan Mountain in around the 12th lunar year of the 12th lunar month in the 6th year of the Junki era. 1188. Even a work produced latterly, if its words are true, should be approved. But this work is deranged and stupid. Tell us what you really feel. It has no eyes of learning and practice, and no eyes of a journey on foot. How much less could it have the eyes of meeting Buddhist patriarchs? We should not use it. We should not call the author Chiso, which means wise and clear. We should call him Gummo, stupid and dark. One who does not know a true person and who does not meet a person has gathered together sayings without picking up the sayings of people who are true people. It is clear that he does not know a person. Does not know a person. To know a person means the intuitive ability to know whether or not a person is true. That's nice. The cause of students of the teaching in China using the names of sects was the presence of masters this and of that. The cause of students of the teaching in China using the names of sects was the presence of masters of this and that lineage who could rival each other. Now the transmission of the Buddhist patriarch's right Dharma eye treasury has passed from rightful successor to rightful successor, with whom there can be no rival. There are no other masters of this and that lineage who might be included in the same class. Even so, unreliable old veterans today constantly use the names of sects at random. Scheming in their own interests, they are not in awe of the Buddha's truth. The Buddha's truth is not your own Buddha's truth. It's not the Buddha's truth. It's not the Buddha's truth of the Buddhist patriarchs. It is. The Buddha's truth is not your own Buddha's truth. It is the Buddha's truth of the Buddhist patriarchs, and it is the Buddha's truth of the Buddha's truth. The minister Taiko says to the king Bunno, the whole country is not the whole country of one person. It is the whole country of the whole country. Okay. Thus, even a layman who has this wisdom and has these words. Children in the house of Buddhist patriarchs must not arbitrarily allow the great truth of the Buddhist patriarchs to follow the stupid and dark by calling themselves a sect. That is a great violation, and one who commits it is not a person of the Buddhist truth. If we should call ourselves by the name of a sect, the world-honoured one himself would have used that name. Given that the world-honoured one did not name his own sect, what reason could we have, as his descendants, to use names after his death? What person could be more skillful than the world-honoured one? Those without skillfulness are likely to produce no benefit. Again, given that the Buddhist patriarchs have not contravened the time-honoured truth by establishing their own sects, who among the Buddha's descendants could see their own sect as a sect? Learning and practice by illuminating the past and reflecting the present, do not be arbitrary. Hoping not to differ one jot from the world-honoured one, when he is in the world, his bereaved disciples solely have in their mind the regret of not being able to achieve or the joy of having achieved, and the desire not to go against even a millionth of his teaching. Thus we should vow to find him and to serve him in many lives. Thus we should desire to meet Buddha and to hear the Dharma in many lives. Those who would deliberately go against the teaching of the world-honoured one when he was in the world and establish the name of a sect are neither the disciples of the Tathagata nor the descendants of the ancestral masters. Their sin is heavier than the heavy of the deadly, heavier than the heavy of the deadly sins. The 10 heavy sins: killing, stealing, adultery, lying, sweet words, abusive speech, two-faced speech, greed, anger, and wrong views. By rashly disregarding the importance of the Tathagata's supreme truth of Bodhi, and by acting only in the selfish interest of their own sect, they make light of their predecessors and go against the predecessors. We can say that they do not even know the predecessors, and they do not believe in the virtues that were present in the world-honoured one's day. The Buddha Dharma cannot abide in their houses. In conclusion, If you want to receive the authentic transmission of the conduct of the truth as one who follows the Buddha, do not see or hear the names of sects. That which every Buddha and every patriarch transmits and authentically receives is the right Dharma Eye treasury and the supreme truth of Bodhi. The Dharma that the Buddhist patriarchs possessed has been transmitted in its entirety by Buddhas, and there are no innovations to be added to the Dharma at all. This principle is the bones of the Dharma and the marrow of the truth. That was a good rant. Shōbōgenzō Butsudo, preached to the assembly at Kippoji Temple in the Yoshida district of the Fukui Prefecture on the 16th day of the 9th lunar month in the first year of Kangen 1243. Great. Thanks for listening. Take care.